What up, family? You are locked into another episode of Racquel Speaks. And today's episode asks the question, is it the poverty line or the poverty mind? Let's kick things off with a personal story. When I was 18 years old, I got my first government job and my income was below the poverty line, a whopping $16,000 a year. And when I earned my degree and credentials, my professional credentials, my income finally crossed the poverty line. Man, I was excited, convinced myself I wasn't in poverty anymore. Because by definition, I wasn't. With that increase in pay, I started buying all kinds of stuff. Life was good, or so I thought. But month after month, the financial burden didn't get lighter. It got heavier. Why? Because I did what a lot of people do when they start making money. I spent it, more of it. I entered the lower middle class, and for some reason, then middle class people like to spend money. Just buying stuff, especially on credit, clothes, shoes, gadgets, things that don't make money, but definitely take money away. And guess what? I fell into the same trap. I kept striving for more money, thinking a bigger paycheck would solve my problems, my poverty problems. But here's the real question. Was I truly out of poverty just because my income crossed a line on paper? If I had more debt than money, was I really free? I mean, think about it. If someone makes $1 million a year but spends $2 million, are they not still in poverty? So, is it the poverty line or the poverty mind? What that experience taught me is this. The poverty line doesn't determine whether you're in poverty. It's your mindset. I was told to strive to get beyond the poverty line, like it was some magic finish line. But in reality, nothing changed because my habits didn't change. And my habits, they came from my mindset at the time. That's the point. If you want to break free from financial struggle, it starts with the mind. So let me ask you, are you chasing the poverty line? Or are you transforming your poverty mind? Here's a fact. Poverty isn't just about what's in your wallet. Everything starts in the mind. And our mind is the central operating system that controls the way we think, the way we speak, and the way we act. And here's the kicker. Nothing comes before thought. Your beliefs, they're just thoughts you've decided to confirm as true. Here's how it works. Your thoughts come first. When you repeat them enough, they turn into beliefs. Beliefs that guide your decisions and actions. And those beliefs, they circle back and feed the thoughts. So if you hold false beliefs about money, you'll keep thinking poor thoughts about money, which reinforces those false beliefs. And the cycle repeats itself. Over time, the cycle turns into habits, good or bad, and those habits, they shape your mindset. Here's the truth. What you feed your mind consistently becomes your reality. Garbage in, garbage out. And this universal principle, it applies to your money as well. So if you want to break generational poverty, we've got to start by fixing our mindsets. That means feeding our minds with the right information, the right thoughts, and the right beliefs. Because when your mind shifts, everything else follows. Change your environment, the people you spend most of your time with, the music you listen to, the people you take advice from, and the things you watch. What are you feeding your mind? If you're serious about breaking the cycle of poverty and building real wealth, that's where it starts. Hey, if you made it this far, what are you waiting on? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You know how this works. It's an algorithm thing. Be sure to like, share, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. New videos will drop every other Sunday. And don't forget, leave me a comment or question. I'd love to hear from you. All right, let's go back to the show. Now, I'm not the only one to say this. Some of the greatest minds and scholars have been sounding the alarm for years. As we are still currently celebrating Black History Month, let's break it down by looking at the insights of three powerful Black leaders: Dr. Naeem Akbar, Dr. Joy DeGruy, and Dr. Carter G. Woodson. Let's start with Dr. Naeem Akbar's book, Breaking the Chains of Psychological Slavery. Dr. Akbar teaches us that slavery did not end with physical emancipation. No, it didn't. The real chains are mental. Generations after slavery, many of us are still trapped by the psychological legacy it left behind. He describes how the mindset of inferiority, fear, and self-doubt continues to plague our communities. Here's another kicker. Until you identify and break those mental chains, you will always be a prisoner to the poverty mindset. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If your mind is still enslaved, your finances will reflect that bondage. Let's talk about Dr. Joy DeGruy next and her groundbreaking work, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. Dr. DeGruy takes it a step further. She explains how the trauma of slavery and the systemic oppression has been passed down through generations. This trauma shows up as low self-esteem, destructive behavior patterns, and a lack of collective trust. Think about it. If you grew up hearing that wealth isn't for people like us, people like you, or that you're destined to struggle, how likely are you to pursue financial freedom? Your beliefs shape your reality. Until you heal from that inherited trauma, you're subconsciously going to sabotage your own success. And finally, we turn to Dr. Carter G. Woodson and his powerful words on conditioning the mind. Dr. Woodson famously said, "If you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his actions." Let that sink in for a moment. When the mind is conditioned to accept poverty, you don't even have to be physically restrained. You'll hold yourself back with your thoughts, with your mind. If you believe you're destined to be broke, you won't seek opportunities to build wealth. If you believe that financial literacy is for other people, you won't invest in learning the skills to break the cycle. So what do these three powerful voices teach us? It all starts in the mind. Poverty is not just about a lack of money. It's about a mindset shaped by the historical trauma, psychological chains, and mental conditioning. If you want to build generational wealth, the first step is freeing your mind. First, identify the mental chains you've inherited from the past. Heal from the trauma that shapes your beliefs about money and success. And last, recondition your mind with new thoughts, new habits, and new expectations for wealth. Family, when you free your mind, your actions follow. And when your actions change, your future changes. I leave you with the words of the great Marcus Garvey, which were made popular by the king of reggae, the remarkable, talented, and anointed Bob Marley. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Are you the one?